Okay, students are advised to switch off their video. Okay, so I will play the dragon. I will play Sicilian. I'll see. You switch off the video. Both of you switch off your video. It will come on the YouTube channel. Switch off your video. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Gulzar, switch off your video. uh, okay, so she's playing this bishop c4. Don't understand bishop c4 actually. Can play knight c6. Or I can play knight f6. Okay, but I want to. If I play knight f6 and she pushes the pawn, I take it, she takes it. Okay, so I'll play knight c6. What I'm trying to do is I'm playing with a strong student and I want to see how she's playing also. That is a assessment for her. And also to see how am I playing with her, playing against her thought process. So it is a good idea to see how I'm thinking, and later on we'll talk about this game in more detail. So all your queries, you can park it towards the end and I'll try to address it at that time. Okay, so for guys who have joined just now, that is the idea that I'll play with one of you and then try to, I will try to share my thought process and then I will, later on we'll discuss the game. So I don't know why she's thinking so much. Okay, I can play e6 on the next move. I can also play knight f6, g6, bishop g7, castles. I think that can be one plan as such. So in chess, you're also thinking in terms of plan, okay? You are not just thinking in one move. In concrete positions, you are thinking for sharp lines. Okay, so she is played h3. So she wants to prevent bishop g4. Okay, but h3 is a slow move. That is for sure. But still not a bad move. Because in Sicilian, it might be required. So, okay, let me play this knight f6. I don't want to take too much time in the opening because, okay, so she plays d3. Okay, this is, so she's not exchanging the pawns in the center. So she has kept played d3. Okay, so let me then play g6, bishop g7 and castles. We'll have to figure out a way of developing my light squared bishop. Because a lot of squares are controlled. Probably I will have to play a6, b5 and bishop b7. Okay, she jumps there. Maybe she wants to play knight d5 sometime. Should I castle or should I control a6? Is there any hurry to play a6? Okay, let me play a6 because I want to control the b5 square also. So I will castle and then I'm gaining space on the queen side. Let's see how she develops. She will play either bishop, okay, a4. a4 is directed against b5. But it gives the b4 square, so I will think of later on seeing how I can use it. But let me castle, finish my development. a4. Medanshu, switch off your video, okay? I will post it on the YouTube, so just switch off your video. Okay, A4. A4 is thinking the knight is hanging on C3. Can I do some tactical trick? On this long diagonal, this knight is hanging, that is for sure. Knight H5. Yeah, no, I can take the pawn on E4. At least I win the central pawn. She can't take with the knight. I take the rook. But my rook bishop can get trapped there. So I take this knight e4, bishop h1. I mean bishop a1. Then c3 can trap my bishop. Or can I get out of it? It's tempting to play that. Okay, but I have to do something else. b5 I won't play. What about the move d5? d5 is unplayable. e6. Okay, so this is some thinking needed. How to position the knight is tactics. Knight e4, bishop a1, c3, and the bishop seems very difficult to extricate the bishop. So should not do that. And if I play e6, my bishop is keep the bishop on d7, but the pawn becomes backward. What about rook b8 and b5? Okay, so what I will do is let me play knight a5 and exchange this bishop for this knight. That can be an idea, right? Because the bishop has nowhere to go. So let me exchange the knight for this bishop. Okay, till now she is also playing well. She has developed the pieces and not made any error. So one thing you have to understand, the tactics always has to be calculated. Knight e4, I didn't like it, even though the tactics was there. Maybe I didn't want to get my bishop trapped because the bishop could have been trapped there. That is the reason I did play that. So that is what you have to do. At every stage, you have to calculate tactics and see if your tactics is working or not. That's an important element in chess. Okay, so she has to give up the bishop now. I'm not forced to take it, but it is okay if I take that bishop. That bishop is a little bit restricting myself. Want to play queen c7 and stuff like that. Queen c7 can be another idea. Now the tactics, will it work now? After taking this and taking the pawn, there I will be able to escape. If I play knight c4 now, I mean knight e4, knight takes, bishop takes, it's hitting the rook. And then she cannot trap my thing. But first I will exchange the bishop for the knight, I think. Why not do that? What should I do first? Yeah, first let me do this and then I'll do the tactic. That is what I'm thinking. Let's go ahead. Let's see what she captures with. Oh, she did that. Okay. So now she cannot trap my knight because if I play knight e4, bishop takes, c3 will not work. I'll take the rook also. So I will run away with that thing. So I can go ahead and do this tactics. Unless I'm missing something, this seems like a good tactics to do. Now I will have two central pawns if my thought process is correct. And this should give me an advantage. And the way I will try to play is probably b6 and bishop b7. One is important central pawn, which is good. The central pawns, they hold the key to the position, especially in the opening and the early middle game. The central pawns are very, very crucial. So this bishop b2, I think, was a slight mistake because it is now letting me do this tactics with by and I win a pawn by force. And instead of taking with the d pawn, I think taking with the b pawn was better because that would have given her the control of the center to some extent. And in fact, I couldn't have done the tactics because if I had taken with the pawn, then I mean, if I had played knight e4, she could have taken with the d pawn. So going capturing this thing, d captures c4 is actually bad. She should have played d captures e4. When I exchange that, what I mean is when I played bishop captures knight, then she should have taken with the b pawn. Then this tactics was not working. This is a mistake. Let's see. Still, there's a lot to go. It's one pawn advantage is not such a huge advantage or anything because the position is still good. It's not that. But the advantage is I now can play bishop f5. Also, my bishop can come to f5. I mean, that square is also possible. I don't need to touch the queen side and play bishop f5. Queen c7, rook a d8, centralize both the rooks and start pushing the central pawns. Let's see what she comes up with. I think she has to take the knight. Is there any other way? Because queen e1 is not possible. Okay, so she took this. I have to take the bishop. No other choice. So I've got two bishops now. Okay, so I have to use the bishop. Okay, so where should I go? Bishop d4, no. Okay, so natural is bishop g7. Come back. Thing which I have to think about whether b6, bishop b7 I like. So that is aiming at the king, or bishop f5 immediately. Bishop f5, the bishop is not in a pointing in a. I mean, there is some rationale to that also, but bishop b7 is more attacking move, definitely, because it is also threatening that if you move the e4 knight, I'll capture the knight and destroy the shelter of the king. Bishop b7 in that sense is good. Whether it is tactically correct or not, that one has to see which choice to make. Okay, she centralizes. d5. d5 right now is not possible. I have to think. What is the idea of this move? Rook. Okay, she has centralized the rooks. I can also centralize rook e8. I'm just thinking what to. Bishop f5, and if she plays g4, that will be bad because her king side will be terribly weakened as such. But I'm thinking bishop e6 and d5, is that decent? Breaking the center like that. Bishop e6 and d5. She takes it. I take it. The bishop. Okay, first let me centralize my rook. Next move, I will probably think of bishop e6 or bishop f5 or b6, bishop b7. So there are so many choices, one has to evaluate them. This is another thing in chess. You are also evaluating the positions arising out of the move and seeing whether which choice to make. Okay, queen d2. So she'll probably play rook a d1. I mean rook b d1. So thinking what to do. So in a way, she's preventing the f5. f5 was another choice. I mean, my rook was on f8. f5 was also possible, but it looked to me a slightly risky move. What's bishop f5? Bishop f5 doesn't do much because she will keep the knight there. She might also play knight g3 and kick my bishop. So I don't like bishop f5. Bishop e6. Bishop e6. Okay, I play b6. She plays rook b d1, and then I play knight here. So does she have a tactic? Knight captures c5? No. I'll capture it. Queen captures rook, rook. Okay, so b6. I have time for b6 and bishop b7. Our tactics will not be enough. Okay, if I'm not blundered something. Okay, I have to play a little bit faster now. Less than 3 minutes, then one has to be. Stop sharing my thoughts once it is less than 3 minutes. Okay, so yeah, I'll confirm that the tactics is not working if she plays knight captures c5. In fact, I can also take with the b pawn. So let me put the bishop here. And then I will move the queen away. Queen c8, queen c7 probably. And I'll put the rook on d8. Rook a d8. And then think of breaking that center. You can even play e6 and then break the center with d5. She's playing well. 1 pawn down is not a huge advantage because, I mean, at the grandmaster level, they will win easily. But still, there is accuracy which is to be needed. Okay, you cannot just play a reckless move and throw away the advantage. It has to be slowly, you have to milk the advantage. Because her pieces are centralized, they are not poorly placed, and it is not a straightforward thing. So I have to break the center at some point. I am thinking of playing queen c7, rook a d8, probably if needed e6 and then d5. Directly d5 is also possible because the queen is opposite, but she will have to move it. And if the rooks are traded, it's okay. If some pieces are traded, especially the heavy pieces, then the advantage will grow. But I definitely don't want to play bishop captures e4. This is another beginner's mistake. They want to just trade the pieces unnecessarily. This is another thing you have to avoid. Okay, unnecessarily trading pieces is a bad. There has to be some rationale for it. If I'm trading something, there has to be a rationale. Like I traded the knight for a bishop because I felt that the bishop was more powerful. And she made a mistake there. She could have captured with the b pawn, opening the b file, and then I couldn't have done the tactics. But now there is some advantage, still not easy. So in chess, another thing you have to understand, you cannot relax. Chess is a different game than other sports. You cannot relax till the opponent resigns. So this is another learning for you that okay, chess. Okay, so she makes a aggressive move. Knight g5. What is the knight doing there? Okay. Can I continue with my plan or I have to change something? I don't want to play h6 because that will weaken my pawn, stuff like that. So I think queen c7, rook a d8, and then pawn break. Looks like a
Sir,
good
I
idea.
think you need change your plan, sir.
Hold on, don't speak anything. Whatever you want to say towards the end, not now. Okay. Okay. So queen c7, rook a d8. I can push e6, but that is not. I don't. E6 anyway is needed at some point of time. But queen c7, rook a d8, and then pawn break. Is okay. Yeah, so that looks decent. Has she some tactics in mind? No, I don't see any tactics from her side. If the meeting ends right and we have still 2 minutes going on for both the games, then I don't know how will I continue that. I mean, I'll play the game and then come back and discuss the game. So you can look at it, the game for 5 minutes offline if something like that happens, because 10 minutes with the increment, it might take more time. And she has a lot of pieces on the board. Queen f4. Okay, so she's attacking f7. Okay, what is this? I can play e6. How is e6? E6 I have to play because I will be defending this horizontally then. But that will drop the d6 pawn, right? Mm, can I play f5? Pieces are menacing, right? Looking a little bit menacing now. E6. Don't like e6. Can I take the knight? Hmm. Okay, I'll have to step back, I think, right? Rook f8. Does she have an idea of playing queen h5? h4 and attacking this f7. No, that looks fishy. Okay, what to think? f6. How is f6? f6 is not bad. It closes the bishop temporarily. That is the thing to think what to do. e5. How about e5? e5 will attack the queen, defend everything, and then I think e5. I didn't want to play e5, but I think e5 is required here. Okay, so e5, then she will step the queen somewhere, and I can keep this knight. Okay, so let me play e5, but this weakens the pawn on d6 terribly. So e5, not like e5. e6 also I don't like. f5 also I don't like. So what should I play? They have to be faster also. e6. e5 weakens that pawn, but moves this. Okay, e5. I will exchange that knight and then play this. Okay, e5 is okay. If I have not missed anything. My idea is to play rook a d8. We'll have to probably give up the bishop for the knight because this knight on d4 is also very strong. The knight on e4 is strong, so I have to. Okay. She jumps with this. Okay, I'll exchange. I think I have to. Okay. Exchange here. Should I threaten mate queen c6? Or I should play the queen to e7. Queen to e7. To kick this knight also. Okay, so queen c6. No, I will have to. Okay, so she is threatening to attack the pawn here, right? Okay, so this. No, I will. I'm forced to play this. Now quickly, no more speaking. Hmm. Let's see what she plays. Just played well. I mean, no, apart from one mistake. What is this move? Queen c6. Shall I do? No, I will not do that. That is a cheap trick. f3. Okay, let me try to trade the queens. Possible. I think she is forced to trade the queens. Now we'll get into this ever fascinating rook end games. I will smoke out the knight now with f6, I think. The queen trade. She can trade rook. No, rook f3 is not possible. Okay. h4. h4 doesn't look. Should I play h6 or should I play f6? Okay, I'll think faster. f6. Yeah, I'll have to trade this because I can't let knight survive. Okay, king. Centralize the king now. d5 is not possible. Yeah. Here double.